Party people, how you feeling?
How are you feeling? Woo! I'm excited and ready for tomorrow's game. Straight from Megatron's butthole, you will watch your Tampa Bay Buccaneers play the lowly Atlanta Falcons. I'm excited about this game. Let's absolutely do this thing, Matt. I agree with you. Let's do this thing. All right, Mike DeRoche says Peter Blake's mom goes home on Tuesday. Thank goodness. Yeah, that's what I was going to start with. Absolutely agree with you. Couldn't agree more. And Eric Moreno says, sup, Rick, you ready? Yes, I am, brother. I am ready. I am ready for this game. Guys, there is so much to cover. We've got a lot of guests coming in, tonight, if things go as planned. And how often does that happen? So I think we should have a good show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lots to talk about, guys. So much to talk about. Drew Brees is back. That's something to talk about in the NFC South. What do you guys think about that game? Is you think Drew Brees is going to be the old Drew Brees? How old? What? Which Drew Brees? Which old Drew Brees? I'm interested in hearing what you guys think about that. I'm kind of I'm not so sure Drew's going to have a big game. And I'm asking for multiple reasons, one of which secretly, privately, is my fantasy team. So I do want to know what you guys think about how Drew Brees is going to do. Anyway, what's with the Falcons Cup? Come on, you guys. Seriously, everybody on the shirt already? What the heck? Come on. I can't even wear like your typical plaid shirt thing now, and everybody's like flipping out over what. Yeah, right, guys. You got to worry. I'm a Falcons fan. If there's one thing you can never accuse me of, it would be that. Let's start off. Let's add to this a little shindig. Johnny Dean, the professor. Hey, brother.
So, Rick. So, what do we have to eat tonight?
Nothing fun, nothing exciting. I rushed home from work to get here, and I threw some leftover hamburger casserole or cheeseburger casserole in the microwave.
Oh, can't knock that. Cheeseburger casserole is awesome, man.
Yeah, it is awesome. It is awesome. I mean, absolutely, it's freaking phenomenal.
Excuse me. So, Breeze, I don't know what to expect from a man with 11 broken ribs and punctured lung.
Yeah, I know. They say he is 100%.
100%?
Mm-hmm.
He'll be the only person.
The exact words, their exact words where he is 100% healed.
Yeah. Well, then he probably should be the best player on the field, then, shouldn't he? Because everybody else on the field is going to be 100%.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He should dominate. Yeah, I'm interested in that game. I want to know what you think about that game.
I think the Saints defense can make a game of it.
Right.
I don't know what the Saints offensively can do unless they got Kamara running, because the Chiefs really can't stop a run game.
Who would you start at quarterback for fantasy football? Would you start Drew Brees or Jared Goff?
For fantasy football?
Or Matt Ryan?
Goff.
Jared Goff?
Yeah, he's going to get 300 yards and touchdowns. Drew Brees ain't going to throw for 300 yards.
Do you think he is?
Yeah.
You don't think they're just going to run the ball?
No, man. Jared Goff's thrown for 300 yards, 6 games this
he's averaging 260. He's averaging 269. So
that's averaging. So you got to take away the lower scoring. Like last week was a bad game.
I agree. But that means you got to take away the Bucs game too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's an interesting.
No, if you're going to beat the Chiefs, you're going to run the ball on them. So I don't see them putting up a lot of airtime.
Yeah, I agree. I think
this would be a great game for Taysom Hill because you need that run.
Yeah, yeah. Now's when you don't want to be throwing the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Panthers game. What's going on now? Last I saw was 14-7.
It went into a commercial or something. I can't say what now.
What's hilarious? For those, most of you know this, I live in Charlotte. I didn't even know the Panthers were playing tonight. I knew the Packers were playing. I did not know who they were playing, and I had to look it up, and it was the Panthers. I work in a place. There are 18 other people that are in a sales position. All right.
Right.
Or there are 18 total people, including me. And
Yeah, that's 14-3.
Not one of them is a Panthers fan. There are multiple Steelers fans, multiple Ravens fans. There are zero. There are literally more Buccaneers fans, me, than there are Panthers fans at my job.
That's odd.
I've no fans. I mean, I've had like maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 fans.
I went through there a couple of years ago when they were winning.
Right.
And there were Panther shirts everywhere, man.
Funny how that works. How that works.
Yeah. They ghost real quick, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do. What is
I can say one thing in Pittsburgh, man, even last year, a couple of years when they're in the dumps, they're still, you can't walk down the street without seeing Pittsburgh merchandise.
Well, this is what's funny to me. With most fans, when the team is doing bad, like Carolina, you don't really hear much or see anything about them. I swear to you, it's the opposite with the Buccaneers. When the Buccaneers are winning, what do you hear?
Crickets.
What do you hear when they're losing? I mean, they go crazy. The people go crazy when the Bucs are losing.
Those are the ghost peppers, man. It's those crickets that get hot.
It's just hilarious to me. It's like, what in the heck? Now, what's funny, somebody just said, I think it's funny that McDonald's releases the McRib the same week before Breeze comes back.
Oh, man.
That's pretty funny. You know, what is funny is people who on Facebook, you see all these people saying, I'm not going to get that. I'm not going to get the vaccine because I don't know what they put in it. And they're the same people who are like, hooray, the McRib is back. I don't know what's in that.
I watched that green slime documentary or the pink slime documentary, and I just couldn't deal with it.
Well, that's the nuggets. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. When did chicken come from pink paste? I don't know what happened there, but
right.
yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know what? I eat crap anyway sometimes. So what am I gonna say?
Well, I don't even know what I eat anymore. I just put it in my mouth, and it all tastes like cardboard. So
crystal burgers for me. I don't know.
That used to be the thing for me, man.
Yeah, it is a thing for me. Let me add Matt Colson in here. That guy from Oklahoma.
Matty Ice.
Let's add Matty Ice. Matty Nice.
Matty Ice.
We'll call him Matty Nice. How about that?
There you go.
I'll change it up on the thing so it'll be my banner next time.
There you go, Matty Nice.
Matty Nice.
Okay,
How you
doing, brother?
So I hate to say this, but I had a McRib for lunch.
See?
I love the damn things. I wait for them to come out, and I'll buy 4 at a time and consume them and save one for later.
Are you one of the people who won't get a vaccine? Because you don't know what's in it?
On the vaccine. I'm a vaccine proponent. I took the flu vaccine for the last 5 or 6 years. This thing scares me only because they don't have a test record on it. But
I doubt they have much of a test record on whatever's in the McRib.
They probably don't have much test record on the flu shot each year because they change it. So
right.
But the flu shot's only got a 40% efficiency rate anyway for the 40% who take it. So
wow.
I think they've.
I get a flu shot because it helps with my insurance at work.
Well,
that's the whole reason, to be honest.
The doctor's office when the room's full of sick people. The thing about going to a doctor to get a flu shot is the room is full of people that you don't have any idea what they're there for.
No,
and you're breathing all that shit.
Yeah. So I gotta ask you guys. I have to ask both of you. What'd you have for dinner?
I made angel hair pasta and roasted garlic sauce, and then I saved it so that I can have that again tomorrow. Because I did a pretty good job with the sauce, which normally I don't go through all the trouble. I used to do it when I was married, Used to make all kinds of crazy stuff in the kitchen.
Yeah, it
But
sounds good.
It was good. And the only thing I was missing is I didn't have any French bread to make garlic bread, but whatever.
Yeah,
You overlook
that's
hot
awesome.
dog buns
What
working.
about you, Johnny?
What did I eat?
Yeah.
I think I had a ham and cheese sandwich.
Okay, well, that's awesome. That's awesome. You know what I've started? I got these low carb, oh my gosh, what do you call it? Like wraps. What do you call the freaking things? Like tortilla wrap.
Things?
Like a tortilla wrap, low carb though. And so in the mornings for breakfast, I'm scrambling ham and eggs and putting it inside that. And then I'm after I wrap it up, I stick it in bacon grease on the pan and just so that it gets a little bit crispy. I mean, I barely put any bacon grease in there. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Yeah.
That's a lot of
Sounds like a
breakfast though. I have to be 3 pots of coffee in before I could go that crazy in the kitchen for breakfast.
It takes 5 minutes. It literally takes 5 minutes to make. I mean, it takes no time.
I eat breakfast burritos all the time, but I just basically put the sausage in the pan, brown it like you do with hamburger helper, and then throw the eggs right in on top of it, scrambled up, mix it all together, and then dump that into a flour tortilla.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. That's pretty much what I do. I just do it with ham and eggs.
Rick, I have to ask you, man. I've been looking at this ever since you've had that up last couple of shows. What is that red bobblehead back there?
Falcons.
Okay, and you're wondering about the people talking about your shirt?
It's what's cooking in the South. There's a Saints helmet on there too.
I didn't see the Saints helmet. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
on
the refrigerator.
Yep.
Yeah, and actually behind in the upper left corner, there's a I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a foam #1 for the Panthers.
That's during the.
It's what's cooking in the South. Come on, guys.
That's very unbiased. I like that, dude.
Yes.
Well, he's representing the NFC South in this, not the Buccaneers.
Well, I've got the Bucks flag there.
But Rick's pretty. How do you go from moving from Atlanta to Tampa to South Carolina?
I know. Next has to be New Orleans. I have no desire to move to New Orleans. But
yeah, and I
wish you'd hurry up because look what's happened to the teams that you've lived at.
Everywhere I go, the teams suck. When I'm in Tampa, the Buccaneers suck. When I'm in Atlanta, the Falcons suck. Here, the Panthers suck. You're right. Bro. I mean, I need to get to New Orleans quick, don't I?
Can I ask you a question? How many ribs? He broke 11 ribs.
Yep,
11.
How the hell is he walking on the field? I mean, he didn't get 11 of them broken at one time, right?
And a punctured lung.
Yeah, and a punctured lung.
Is that what finally knocked him down? Was the lung puncture?
Yeah.
Jesus. He's like Adam and Eve.
Yeah, it was only 11.
For a start.
It was only 11. I think that's what Breeze said. It was only 11. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Look. Here's the thing. He had cracked ribs. First of all, it's not like I don't know the extent to which they were broken. But think about it. These guys, they're just next level anyway. I mean, you've got okay. If you've ever been on the receiving end of an urgent pass from an NFL quarterback, there's no way the average person would be able to catch it.
No, they come at you like a rocket ship.
Right. Now, Chris Godwin had pins pulled out of his finger and he went out and caught the ball.
Right.
Okay. I mean,
in his finger and caught the ball.
Right. These guys are different level than we are. Okay. I mean, so to look at Drew Brees and say this, he'll probably have, like a flak jacket on or whatever. Guys have been playing with cracked ribs for a while. So
yeah, I played with 2 cracked ribs in high school. And in college, I played with a drain plug in my knee, and that was pretty. I got to give it to Breeze. He's a warrior, man, playing with 11 cracked ribs because you can't breathe with a cracked rib. It's
right.
It's just unbearable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and he stood there on the sideline. You could tell he was itching and wanting to get back in there.
No, I think seeing is his paycheck's going away.
Well, no, because you get paid anyway, man. You get paid.
But he won't be back next year. He may have wanted to be, but I bet he doesn't come back next year.
I don't think he was planning on coming back. I think this is it. I think what he was doing, I think he was sitting on the sideline stewing because he was afraid that was it. He didn't want to go out that way.
He didn't want to go out without another start.
Well, I thought I read that he was talked into coming back this year.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, you know, it's weird when you think about because, like, I know, at my job or where I'm working, I don't want to go out on the bottom. I want to go out with some kind of success, right? You do something good, you go out with some kind of success, and then you leave. The chances are, I mean, unless they win the Super Bowl, the last game is going to be a loss.
Well, that
Yep.
happens to half the teams in the league every week.
Well, no, I understand, but I'm saying for your last career game, you're going to go out on a loss unless you win the Super Bowl or if you don't make the playoffs.
Well, if he doesn't make the playoffs, then what was the purpose?
No, they're going to make. I mean, they're in. They're already locked in.
Right, and they're going to lose this week, so that'd be two in a row, and all we got to do is.
Well, I don't think that's a guarantee that they're going to
That's
lose. this
exactly
week.
right. That's what I was going to say, Johnny. It's that's a good team, man, and Kansas City is beatable.
You can't beat speed if you can get Mahomes can get enough time to count.
You
forward.
absolutely can beat speed. People's been beating the Raiders for years, and when
The
Al
Bucks,
Davis was alive, and
The
when
Bucks.
Al Davis was alive, that's all he did was draft speed.
the Bucks are comprised of they're a team of speed.
You
I
have to
don't
have
know.
balance on your team. It can't just be speed.
But
I mean-
Johnny, they've got talent. They got speed at the running back. They got speed at the wide receiver. They even got speed at tight end.
And yet they got beat by the Raiders. Okay?
Right.
They can be beat.
Yeah, they got beat by the Raiders.
I'm just
I mean,
saying
it's not that you
Almost
can't
twice.
speed.
that game they lost to the Raiders was kind of like when Pittsburgh went 13-0. They just hadn't got their loss in the way yet.
What about
Every
the
team's going to lose.
What about the
eventually.
second time against the Raiders that they almost lost?
Yeah.
Almost only counts in hand grenades, right?
Yeah, but they showed their vulnerability.
Yeah, but
Right.
I just think this is one of those prove it games. This is one where they're going to.
Man, the
They're
Bucks
gonna sell it
the
like it's
Bucks
the top
basically
one.
shut them out in the second half.
Yeah, but that game they put 300 yards on the board before the second quarter started, right?
So
So-
everything. So basically, it's this. You think anything that has happened, anybody who's done well against Kansas City, you're going to discount it and say, yeah, it doesn't count.
No, I'm not going to say that. See, you're.
That's what you
Okay.
just did when I brought up the
They-
times the team
I
played
don't
well
think-
against them.
I don't think.
The Saints.
What's that, Johnny?
We played Kansas City a hell of a lot closer than we played the Saints. There was no game with the Saints. The Saints owned us.
Yeah,
But
twice.
we played the Saints the first week, right? I mean, we hadn't even had
And week whatever it was against Taysom Hill, and it's Bree's last game. He
Brees'
destroyed
last game.
us. He destroyed us.
Okay. I just think it's going to be a better game than I don't know. I just think Kansas City's going to start gearing up for the playoffs and start playing at a different level.
Why would New Orleans? Why would New Orleans not gear it up? If you
Exactly.
think Kansas City has just been cruising and not playing their best, and now they're going to gear it up, but New Orleans, well, they've been giving it everything they got the whole time.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying I think the Kansas City on paper to me looks better. I don't know what Harry says. I'll ask Harry the Greek to see what his number is. on it.
He may or may not be around here in a little bit, but that's. I mean, I'm. Look, I understand what you're saying. You're not crazy by saying Kansas City is a good team, but you're crazy if you think that the Saints can't beat them.
Well,
That's
it's
right.
not a dead lock.
I agree with
but
that.
I think the odds from Vegas would probably tell you that they're leaning more towards Kansas City too, and there's reason
Sure.
to do that.
Leaning more towards, yes, but keep in mind, and I'll say this again. I've repeated this I don't know how many times. Odds, the line on a game is not set by who they think is going to win.
It's
The
by who
line
they want
On the
money
game is to get 50% of the people to put their money on one team and 50% to put their money on the other.
Most of the lines are set by the rankings.
Well, who outranks who then?
Well, Kansas City's got
Ranking.
11 and 11
No,
and 1 record. So
No. The line is not set by the rankings. The line is set because the House wants 50% voting or putting their money on each team. So if they have to put it at 3, 4, 5, whatever, The reason they moved the line, the reason all of that happens is too many people are putting money one way or the other.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So they
Yeah.
put money on. I mean, they moved the line to get more people to put money the other way. The line is 100% set based on how to get 50% of the people to go to each side.
Well, I'm on the side for Kansas City. You can mark that on the book.
Yeah. Well, straight up, you're probably right. But let me tell you something. I ain't putting any money against the Saints. I wouldn't do it. Not a chance.
Me either. Especially now that if Drew Brees is playing, Taysom Hill's going to be in the game because he can be considered a wide receiver or running back or whatever. And Kansas City ain't seen that either.
Yeah.
They saw it last year. It's not like this is a whole brand new concept from this season with this Taysom Hill thing. I don't know.
Well, it is a brand new concept because nobody had ever seen Taysom Hill throw a ball before.
Well, somebody did.
And nobody stopped him, by the way. And by the way, for the sake of clarity, nobody stopped him.
Exactly.
That's true. But I don't know if that was smoke and mirrors or not.
For how many games is it smoke and mirrors? At some point, you got to go, holy crap.
Well,
this guy's for real.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I just don't think he's going to be the starter next year from game one to take Drew Brees' mantle.
Who's going to be the starter then?
Huh?
Who you think is going to be the starter then?
It ain't going to be Jameis. I don't know.
Well, you're telling us who it's not going to be. Who do you think it's going to be?
I was trying to catch Matt out there.
Yeah.
No, it ain't going to be Jameis. But I just think that we saw something like Taysom Hill and Mike Vick. We saw something like Taysom Hill in Seattle. We see that every week. You got a running quarterback that can catch a ball. It's just a gimmick, and eventually teams figure it out.
Wait a minute, you got a running quarterback that can catch and throw a ball, and he's got pretty good accuracy. He's just got to make better decisions.
Right.
Well, I mean, Jameis has got a great arm, but he needs to make better decisions. What good is that? I mean,
Taysom's when I say Taysom needs to make better decisions, I didn't say he needs to take his head and put it in a dumpster like Jameis does. Okay. He does make good decisions. He can throw across the middle, and I saw him throwing out passes without throwing interceptions also.
Yeah, he did. He had couple of good passes.
Tim Witherspoon, thank you for the comment of the night, Tim. The starter is going to be Josh Rosen.
There you go.
Wait a minute, Harry's not here yet.
He's going to pick him off. Who do we have on the practice squad? Is that Josh Rosen?
Yes, Josh Rosen.
I'm getting the Joshes mixed up with the guy in Buffalo. But
yeah, Josh Allen, which is not to be confused with our Josh Allen. Joshua Cole Allen.
Oh, okay.
I saw Josh Rosen getting some love on NFL Network today. I was like, what? Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's about time.
Is Ray Kennedy up there?
Josh Rosen?
Yeah.
What were they talking about?
Josh Allen? You sure about that?
No, they were talking about the backups in Tampa, and they brought up Josh Rosen and Blaine Gabbert, and they really started expounding on Josh Rosen.
Because Blaine Gabbert's bust. He's not.
Dear God Almighty.
He knows Arian's playbook.
Matt, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Who's been proven more of a bust?
Jameis Winston.
Stop and think. Who's been proven more of a bust? Blaine Gabbert or Josh Rosen? Stop and think.
Well, I agree with you there. I don't know how you go from a number 1 round pick to being on the practice squad. I asked that
third team that he's been on, and he's the 4th string running back. And you're saying Blaine Gabbert is a bust.
I'm just saying Blaine Gabbert isn't the answer. So
he's
good for a few plays.
I don't know. Man.
Got a history.
I don't know.
What was the excuse that people made on
Well, I want to say something about that. Josh Rosen's been in the league as long as Ronald Jones, and up until this year, I thought Ronald Jones was a bust.
Yeah, there's some truth to that. I think Josh Rosen, though, he's been given the benefit of the doubt because of the mess that he where he got drafted, and then he got traded, and then he got put in another team and lost an offensive coordinator, went to a different coaching staff, and then he ended up getting twisted up in the mess.
Listen, let me go on record and be very, very clear. I hope all you wackos are right. I
About
hope
Rosen?
you're all right about Rosen. I hope you're all right. I do. I hope Josh Rosen somehow or other is the one guy in history who's gone from practice squad, fourth string, third team, gets cut by every team he's on, to all of a sudden being this great quarterback that for some reason the other teams just didn't see.
Well, why did they pick him to begin with? And he went to Arizona to run the show, and then the show changed. So you got a new director, they got rid of him. That's not really on the quarterback. It's not normal, but that was the coach's decision. Nobody said he just sucks. He said he sucked for my idea. This is what I want Kyle Murray to do. And then he ended up in Miami, right?
Where they go after Tua and Fitzpatrick.
They go after Fitzpatrick and Tua. Why would you go after Tua if you've got this great quarterback? They see all this talent in this guy in practice. But instead, they said,
well, that's easy to answer. The general manager wanted to draft his franchise.
So somehow or other, Jason Light is the guy who somehow or other, Jason Light, he's sitting there licking his chops going, awesome.
What if it really works out that way, though? What are you going to say in 2 years if he's our?
I told you. I don't even want to speculate that that's going to happen, dude. I really don't. It could, because we're not going to be drafting in the top ranks. So if Breeze goes, Brady goes by, then we might have to rely on a Blaine Gabbert or Josh Rosen. But I'm not looking at that as to be our franchise.
Listen, let me point something out. I want you guys to think about this. Let's go over quarterbacks from the last 5 years. Okay, 5 years. Okay,
quit saying you guys, because I'm not on Josh Rosen bandwagon. I was just telling you about on NFL Network today.
But I want you guys to go over this with me. Okay. No, I get it. You're not. You know. You're with me on the Josh Rosen thing. But let me bring this up. Let's talk about quarterbacks from, say, the last 5 to 10 years. All right. We think about all these young drafted quarterbacks that are coming in, right? Think of now. I want you to name how many have been successful. Okay. If you figure 3 are getting drafted in the first round every year, let's name from the last 5 years or so quarterbacks that we believe are, really successful.
All right. What's the standard for successful?
Well, okay. You've got Mahomes. You've got Goff.
And you got Josh Allen.
Appearances then, right?
And Josh Allen. Okay.
And then on your second tier, you got Baker Mayfield, whether anybody wants to
I'll
admit
go with Baker Mayfield at this point.
He's a good catch, and Kyler Murray's a good catch. I don't
doubt that. Okay, we're at 5. Now, if you're talking if you say 3 quarterbacks or so drafted in the first round, all right, if you go over the last 7-8 years, you've got 5 successful out of how many? 20?
Yeah, that's probably right. But isn't that
so? Why is it that when people look at Josh Rosen, who gets cut by 2 teams and is the 4th string practice squad brought in just because of COVID insurance, you've got that guy on your team, and then everybody looks at him and is like, nope, this guy, he's the guy. He was drafted 10th overall. Your whole reason is he was drafted 10th overall. I mean, it's just it doesn't make sense. I
just think it's because of the fact that he's had so many different offensive coordinators and coaches and crap. He really did not get a fair shake.
That actually does have a lot to do with the quarterback's growth. Yeah,
I agree with you, but I don't think he's getting this great crack at it here in Tampa to think he's going to be the guy. He's on the practice squad.
You don't think they'll bring him in if Brady decides next year's his last year? You don't think they'll start putting him in preseason just to show what he knows?
I have no idea what they're going to do with quarterback next year. I mean, all I know is right now Ryan Griffin and Blaine Gabbert are in front of him. And keep in mind, Blaine Gabbert was a number 10 overall draft pick, just like Josh Rosen. He just didn't have the hype.
He hasn't had How many teams has he been on? Jacksonville and Tampa, and that it?
To be honest, I don't know. You'd have to look that up.
Blaine Gabbert was in Jacksonville.
Was he? I thought he was. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to look that up. But
I know he was in San Francisco because he took
right, that's where he was.
he took what's his name's place. He beat him out.
Kaepernick.
And where was he that he was with Arians? Was that in Arizona?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the backup in Arizona. He went from San Francisco to Arizona as the backup, I think.
And then to Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Right. So I'm only saying this in the sense that everybody, it's fun to pipe dream about things like this. To say, wow, he looked great in college. I mean, how many Oregon quarterbacks have looked great in college? How many Alabama quarterbacks have looked great in college? Okay. So, I mean, it just, everybody needs to stop and think, if he was that great, if he had that much talent, if he was that much, he wouldn't be fourth string.
Well, between the two of them, Blaine Gabbert and Josh Rosen, there's more NFL tape on Blaine Gabbert. I mean,
right.
Because he did come out and play, what, 2 seasons
Right.
as the starter for San Francisco. So,
right. So, I mean, at least the guy's got experience under center. So, I don't know. Anyway, enough talk about this guy. I'm just so sick of talking about this guy. I'm really sick of talking about this guy. I find it to be such a it's just maddening to me that this is a discussion.
well, it was a discussion I wasn't going to start until Harry was around, but
yeah, I don't know.
Harry was on Ray's program tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah. I wrote Josh Rosen in the comments like 3 or 4 times. It's funny to watch him light up.
Yeah, and then I appeared. As soon as you type that in, I called. So I was like, there you go. You type in Josh Rosen or Rick appears. It's like a freaking curse.
That's funny.
Actually, speaking of this Chiefs Saints games now.
Yep.
I do see something being played like that with Taysom Hill. And if you think the Chiefs are just going to walk away with a 30-point win on this game, you're out of your mind.
I bet
that Saints defense. I think the Saints is a more well-rounded team.
Doggone it. There we go. Sorry, I had the mute button stuck. Yeah. I mean, to me, very much so. I think they're well-rounded. I think the Saints defense is a force to be reckoned with, and their offense just needs to be okay. You know, I don't think that the offense doesn't need to sort of, for lack of a better way to put it, the offense doesn't need to run the show, literally.
No. And they talk about Michael Thomas being out, but they did pretty damn well without him already this year. So actually, I think they've scored fewer points since Michael Thomas came back.
Yeah. What's the effect that what is the effect of Donovan Smith going to be out?
Oh,
that's probably
man.
an upgrade.
No, that's not an upgrade to go to Josh Bell.
No. I listen. I know you are. I am 100% on board with you've heard me. One of my biggest rants this entire year was about Donovan Smith. Okay. After the first week, I am not a fan overall of Donovan Smith, but I will tell you, as the season has progressed, he's done
better.
He's done great. He hasn't done better. He's done great.
Yes, sir.
Even to the point of being the highest graded player on the team last week. Think about this. Donovan Smith was the highest graded player on a team with Wirfs, Brady, Gronkowski, Evans,
Marpet, Kappa.
Yeah, all of these guys. All of them. And he graded the highest. Think about that.
Well, the clock is right. A broken clock is right twice a day, right? So,
well, what it is he's got.
That's a great bumper sticker, but you didn't just stumble into grading out the highest in an entire NFL game against real NFL players.
Yeah, I probably need to give him more of a break. But
I understand it because he was so bad. But if you think about it, so much of the problems with him was the stupid penalties and things like that. And he's cleaned all that up. He really has.
I'll give him credit for that. And Brady's figured out how to walk to escape to the right rather than the left.
And that's my problem with this week, because you're going to put Josh Wells in there, which is going to be an open gate as he usually is, who hasn't even got a rhythm playing in this scheme with this line, or Ted Larson, who is a good offensive lineman. And I mean offensive lineman because he can play multiple positions,
Right.
but he's still coming in cold to an offensive line that he hasn't used to. And I don't even know if he is through the protocols yet. So
Isn't that always the case, though? You always have somebody. I mean, no. How many teams have all their offensive linemen, all year long?
good teams usually have depth, have an offensive lineman that's played in the scheme and can step right in and play the position. That's the difference between us and them. And that was my whole take on why you can't put all your eggs on this year's basket.
Well, and Johnny, you and I have been in lockstep on this from the beginning. I mean, you and I think we're the only ones on Peter's show saying, no, it's not Super Bowl or bust. And, we got ripped for it pretty good. But I think you and I were the only ones going, I think that's overstating it. I think everybody's just bought into the hype and got into the excitement, which is fun. Guys, this has been a fun year. No matter how you want to slice it, I don't care what happens. This has been a fun year.
Who's lost in this whole deal this year is the ownership, the Glazer brothers. They finally decided to cash out to fill the stadium, and COVID comes and kicks our legs out.
Listen, man, the stadium revenue is not the bulk of their revenue. Okay. No. They're making a boatload on jerseys and merchandise sales and television and on, I mean, the actual in-stadium revenue is not that massive of a chunk.
But it looks a lot better than when Dirk Cutter was here and we were barely filling out the end zone. Teresa Baxter says, do not mention Donovan. Hey, he's not playing. It's not like he can do any worse. So it's okay. It's not like now we're getting to a point we're not allowed to mention Donovan Smith, and everybody keeps repeating Josh Rosen 3 times.
I'll tell you what, if Josh Wells starts this weekend, everybody's going to be praying for for Donovan to come back.
Yeah.
Well, what is he out for?
COVID?
Yeah, he was near it, and he doesn't have it, he was in proximity to someone who had it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That could be a family member. It could be, yeah, you can't get mad at the guy. If you read at all the press release and his quote and everything, which I'm sure his publicist wrote, or the publicist for the Bucks wrote, but it was very nicely crafted, saying, I want my butt to be out there, but I can't. I want to be with the guys, but I can't be there. And
we're better off without him than Denver was without 3 quarterbacks. So I guess we got that going for us.
Yes, Denver. I'm not sure it matters, but yeah.
Well, I mean, when you're already the underdog, and then they say, "Oh, by the way, you can't use your first, second, third string quarterback," you might want to call somebody from your local high school and get them up there. That's pretty bad.
Knock on wood. We've kept Brady pretty clean this year, believe it or not.
Yeah, I think we're 3rd in the league as far as fewest quarterback pressures and hits. I mean, that's guys.
Part of that has to do with his ability to say, "Okay, I got to get rid of the ball."
No. He's holding the ball longer than usual this year.
Yep.
He is holding the ball longer than he normally does this year.
Than he does, but it's still a hell of a lot less than what his predecessor did.
Also, you know where Brady's at too. That helps the offensive line.
Right. That's very true. That's a great point, Johnny. I want to show you guys a statistic here. I want to show you something. I brought it up on the last show. Hope I still have it here. Yes, I do. I want you to look at this statistic, or these statistics. This is Brady last year versus Brady this year, because everybody's acting like Brady's doing so bad. Brady last year, his completion percentage 60.8. This year, 64.8. Last year, passing touchdowns 24. This year, already 30. Last year, Passing yards per game, 253.6 this year, 268.9. His passer rating, up. Passing yards per attempt, up. Sacked, look at that.
Down.
That's incredible.
27 sacks last year, 16 this year, and everybody rips this offensive line. You got Rojo, who's going to go for probably 1,000 yards, maybe even this week. Okay.
Not this week. He's out.
Oh, that's okay.
He's out too?
One more week. Yes, Rojo's out.
What's he out for? COVID?
Yep.
God, I thought we had managed to duck all that because we had outdoor facilities and fine weather.
Well, again, it can be your family member comes home and
Right.
I mean, you can duck it all day long, as far as you're not doing anything, but if somebody else brings it around you, again, it doesn't mean you have it.
Wow.
It means you've been in proximity to someone who has it, and it takes two. Now, Rojo, I don't believe Rojo is on the COVID list. I want to talk, and I'll talk about this. Rojo, they put on the COVID list, but I don't think he has COVID. I think here's what it came down to. Rojo got the pins put in his fingers.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. He broke his.
I think what they did is put him on the COVID list. They said, hey, you were in the hospital. There are people in that hospital that have COVID. If you're not going to play, let's put you on that list so we can save the roster spot and go ahead and bring somebody else on. I think they're Belichicking that list.
That
I think
makes
they're
sense.
massaging that list, using that list to their advantage.
That
I can
makes
see
sense.
that.
Yeah. So I mean that's that's
That's what I would do. I mean,
Teresa Baxter says, say his name 2 more times and Beetlejuice will appear. Even though he's holding the ball longer, he's also been sacked less this year than he was last year in New England. Yes, that's what we were talking about, Tim. Okay, you posted the stats as I was typing. Yep. And Carl says, yes, sir. Yeah, guys, this offensive line deserves massive credit.
Yeah, I think they're going to get it nationally too.
Yeah, let's be honest. Going into this year, Johnny, I think you and I both felt like that was going to be the weak point, and we were worried about Brady. We also thought, and Johnny, you had a list like about 1.5 miles long. I mean, Peter's show ran over by about 15 minutes because you were reading Gronkowski's injuries and surgeries. And I mean, it was, if you were to read that list again, if you were to pull that list up again, I would love to hear it at some point, because the fantastic thing about what Gronkowski has done, and I don't think people are talking about Gronk enough. What Gronk has done this year has been huge for this team. I think you've had Evans has struggled all year with the hamstring thing, whether they say it or not.
He does that almost every year.
Yeah, well, no, I think this year it's been worse. And I think Godwin has had some issues this year, health-wise. And I don't know that they're going to come out and tell you that flat out. But I think there's a little bit of that going on. I also think Brady trying to get familiar with guys who are injured, I think it's all been that's thrown a wrench into a lot of this.
Yes.
I think it's been the way the year has progressed has been weird and abnormal. And I think when you see what this team does next year, oof. I mean, guys, I think next year is the year, because I think by then these guys will all be vaccinated. The NFL will get a hold of the vaccine. All these guys will be vaccinated, and the stadiums will be full. The teams will have preseason and back to playing regular football. And you're going to see this team come out of the gates like a different team compared to this year. Now, I don't want to get too much into last year, because guess what? This freaking year is fun.
It is fun. It's one of the most fun years we've had.
Oh my God. And
We're going to be on national TV again on Saturday.
Yeah, it
with
should
a highlight game.
Yes, it should be fun. I mean, I
just
don't know what's happening with some people, but yeah, this is holy crap.
I ain't going to lie, though. The Winston games were fun to watch. As far as watching fun games, they were amazing to watch. How are we going to lose this one? Or what are we going to do when he turns? gives the ball over. He brought national attention last year just because of the way he played, man.
Well, he did it for good and bad. That
Yeah, but that's the thing. Last year was fun, like a roller coaster is fun.
Yes.
Okay, I mean it really is. And now stop and put yourself on a roller coaster in your brain, and you've got. I mean, that's what it was like. It was moments of, "Wait, this is fun." Then minutes of, "Oh crap!"
yeah.
You know, I mean, that's what it was like. I mean, that's what I think. That's what I think happens. And the thing is this: if you remember the final game, Winston's final pass. If you remember the pick six, guys, his first pass with the Bucs was a pick six. I was at the game. His last pass with the Bucs was a pick six.
Yep.
And
versus Mariota in the first one, wasn't that something?
Tennessee, right in front of me, it happened. I mean, the thing is this: while everything, I think about this. Teresa just brought up a point, and I've thought about this before. Let me bring up this message. Teresa says, I agree 2020 has sucked. Imagine where they would be if there were more practice in those preseason games to start to gel. Let me point something out, though. 2020 has sucked, okay? For most people, 2020 has sucked. Now, I will tell you, I've probably had the best year I've had in a decade. All right. I love my job. I love where I live. And let me tell you, my team, my hockey team won the Stanley Cup. And the Bucs, it all started with getting new uniforms. Having no idea. I remember when those uniforms were coming out and how exciting and fun that thought was. I remember it was going to be cool. They were going to get new uniforms.
And then they let us down.
That's a freaking.
They went back to the old ones.
It's not letting us down. Okay, it wasn't exciting, and
I was excited about those pewter uniforms.
Yeah, I'm fine with this. Yeah, I'm good with this. They're nice and clean and good, and I like them. But the thing is this: okay, we got the new uniforms. Little did we know at that point. Look at all of the things that have happened this year for the Bucs. You got Brady, you got Gronk. You got Fournette. You got McCoy. I mean, you got Antonio Brown. I mean, the draft was phenomenal. I mean, there's been so many things. I've had a great year. The Lightning won the Stanley Cup. What the heck? I mean, I feel a little bit bad because everybody's like, 2020 sucks. It's been so terrible. It's been awful. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I got a new job that I like. I moved to a city that I like.
Other than sports, 2020 has pretty much sucked for me and Tracy. But
well, I mean, it's been, and I lost my sister. Yes, that's bad. That's awful. But I mean, it's when I look overall and I see what other people have experienced and what so many people have been through, I think about us as Buccaneers fans. I mean, think about us as Tampa sports fans. Now think about this. Remove the Stanley Cup. Remove all of this stuff with the Buccaneers. It's just another year with Jameis, and we're going through the same crap that we went through last year. That's what other cities are feeling. That's what other cities are experiencing. So that's why I say, holy crap, guys, ride this wave and enjoy it, because you know what? Everybody can look at it. You can always look at it and say what's wrong or what could be better. Or you look at it and go, how am I blessed? Where, count your blessings. And right now, as Buccaneers fans, maybe Tampa sports fans, count your freaking blessings. I know it's been a bad year. But not for the Bucs. Not only
this goes back to your crickets thing, man.
What?
I just had a thought because your crickets button.
Yeah.
My game threads while Jameis was here.
Yeah.
Were always in the 3,000 comment range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen my game threads lately, man?
No.
500.
Yeah, this is
600.
what it's like. This is what it's like when Jameis was here.
Yeah. When you-
This was a typical. This is typical game thread or typical everything from Buccaneers during the Jameis days. During the Brady days, you get a little bit of complaining, but in general, everybody's quiet because there's nothing to complain about, and people don't know what to do. Especially Bucs fans, we don't know what to do other than complain. Listen, guys, I get it. It's natural for you. We're well trained on having reasons and things to complain about, so that when things are going well, maybe you don't know how to win. You know how they always talk about teams needing to learn how to win? Maybe the fan base needs to learn how to win.
You hear that, Matt?
I know.
You know, it's the truth. Maybe the fan base needs to learn how to win and needs to learn how to recognize, guys, you want to know what winning feels like? This is it. This is it.
I'm one of the proudest people in this state when it comes to who my team is. I don't wear Cowboys crap. I don't follow the Kansas City flag. I got them all over the neighborhood. But this year we got a couple of Buccaneers people. And I've said this to Peter before. I used to be able to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and I could be inconspicuous, sit in the corner and watch one screen that had the Buccaneers on it. Now I can go during primetime event and there's a room full of people and they may not know everybody on the team, but they know Brady, they know Gronk,
Sweetheart,
and they know that we have a defense, and that's different. I haven't felt that since my kids were born.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, Rick. It's something we should revel in, but I still get pissed off. I get mad because of the way they do things sometimes, because, and I've told you this before, the caliber, the talent that we have shouldn't be acting the way that they do in a lot of cases.
So basically what you're doing is you're saying if they're doing great, well, fine, they should. But if they're doing bad, then you can get all riled up and angry. And I'm saying let yourself revel in it. Let yourself enjoy it. This is what other teams want to feel.
Well,
this is what other teams want to experience.
15 years. They wanted Josh Freeman to work out. Everybody did. And then it cratered like a rock. And then you had all that period post Josh Freeman where they kept trying to build a team and then have to start over and build a team and start over and build a team and start over. Now we're at some place, like you say, Rick, it's a foreign land. We don't know how to act because we're expecting the other shooter drop.
And I'm just saying, man, just enjoy this. You know what?
What's going to happen if we get to the NFC Championship game and we lose? Then your phones are going to blow up.
Yes.
Your phones will explode.
And listen, I promise you this. If the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl, within 15 minutes of the Buccaneers winning the Super Bowl, within 15 minutes of the clock striking 0, I will bet you money that you can find a post from a Buccaneers fan, someone identifying themselves as a Buccaneers fan, who will put out something negative, who will put out something saying, yeah, well, I bet they don't repeat. I'm serious. They're going to say
absolutely correct.
Yeah, I bet, this is not, but there's no way. Now they're not going to be able to bring all these people back.
Well, I feel like that's
what's going to happen. So, guys, enjoy now. Enjoy now. Because, you know what? They're 8-5. They're probably going to be 9-5. You know what? If they lose, they're 8-6. They're still 8-6. They're still going to the freaking playoffs.
If they lose to Atlanta, I'm going to cry. Because this is a year when they should just beat the living snot out of it.
Do me a favor. Then do me this favor.
I won't call.
You're going to cry if they're going to lose. No. I'm not saying that. But if you're going to cry if they're going to lose, you'd best be screaming, hollering, shouting, and be damn well excited if they win. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
I'm going into this game expecting a win. I'm not going to
code it. This is what I'm telling you. Everybody does this. They expect a win. So when they win, it's like, yeah, well, you better.
Should have.
Right. Instead of, it's like, at what point do you as a Buccaneers fan enjoy a win?
When we're playing a team that's a high caliber team, this is what I got into you last week about. If we're playing a high caliber team and we're playing level to level,
you mean like losing by 3 points?
losing by 3 points.
So they just did this to the Rams in Kansas City.
I know. This is what we got into it the last time I called. But there's times when they should go into a game and just beat the bejesus out of a team.
Agreed.
And if it was Pittsburgh, when Pittsburgh's supposed to beat the Browns because the Browns suck win and they don't put 28 points on the board, there's something drastically wrong. And that's the kind of how I feel about how the Bucs should do against teams like Atlanta. We should have a pretty similar outcome to the Detroit game. And we may split with Atlanta.
Wait. When has Pittsburgh just beat the bejesus out of the Browns? Because those games are always close, even when the Browns are sucky, because it's division rivalry, and they take it seriously as a rivalry game up here.
Well, what about last year?
Last year, they were close games. Pittsburgh beat them by 3 points in one of those games last year.
Well, maybe it was a bad example. What I'm trying to say is a team that's perennially bad or is at the bottom of their division and expected to do very little, that's playing for a draft position, versus a team that's stacked, that's got caliber at every position. There should be no contest there. There should be a serious first half where you play.
Listen, man. Listen, the difference between and then I got to go because I have another guest coming on here, and I got to go to commercial first. But let me say this: the difference between a great NFL team, let's say this, the difference between the Jets and the Chiefs. I promise you this: if the Jets played the Chiefs and it was a close game, it's not that shocking, okay? Because they're all NFL players, okay?
Well,
when they say any given Sunday, you've got to recognize they mean any given Sunday. Any team can beat any team. Now, it doesn't.
Three or four plays a game is what makes the difference.
Right. So if you look at it and you say they should beat the bejesus out of this team, yeah, but those are grown freaking men on the other side of the ball that are playing for pride, playing for paychecks. So you give them some credit, Matt.
I give them credit, but we still are better. So
Okay.
Talent-wise, if you got a bunch of 5-star players versus a bunch of 3-star players, yeah, the 3-star players are getting paid. We've got 3-star players on our team. They're sitting on the bench.
You've got to understand the difference between a 3-star and a 5-star in the NFL is very little. And from one week to another, a 3-star player can play better than a 5-star player.
Yep.
Okay. And it's also matchups. All right. We'll get into this when we get back. I got to go to break and then I got a guest. Okay. So Johnny, hang around. Matt, hang around, or call me back later on. Both of you guys.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys, we will be back in just a moment. Let me break for commercial, and then we have a special guest coming up. We will return in just a moment.
Just because I let it slide doesn't mean it isn't pulling on my heart till it's almost wide. 'Cause I wanna let you feel strong.
All right, guys, welcome back to What's Cooking in the South. presented by eWire Solutions. Are you having electrical problems or are you interested in smart home automation? Don't trust your handyman. Don't do that with smart home stuff. Trust me. Don't trust your handyman. Call a licensed and assured professional with thousands of satisfied customers. We offer 0% down financing options and payments as low as $99. Visit ewiresolutions.com or call 1-855-MY-EWIRE to book your free in-home consultation. Guys, I suggest you do that. I think that's awesome. I really, really do. I think that's cool. And we've been very happy to have eWire Solutions here with us during the time that they've been here. I am very happy to go ahead to tell you about them. Pretty sharp company. Take a look. Okay, now I want to bring up someone here, a very special guest. First time on my show, first time joining me, I believe, and that is Mr. Brent Allen from Pewtercast. How you doing, brother?
Good, Rick. How about yourself, buddy?
Doing good, doing good, doing good. I don't know if you're familiar with this show or not, but the very first thing I have to ask you, what'd you have for dinner?
Taco Bell.
What'd you have at Taco Bell?
Well, I had a steak quesadilla
Okay.
with a soft taco with no lettuce because I don't believe in crap like that. And yeah, that was dinner for me to this.
Have you had the cheddar baked crusted whatever chalupa thing?
I have not.
Listen,
I tend to be like a one trick person. Like,
no, I
like,
hear you.
Like I pull into Taco Bell and they're like, "Hi, welcome to Taco Bell. May I take your order?" I'm like, "Yeah, can I get a just pull around, Brent?" Like that's typically how it works for me.
You pull up and go, "Hey, it's Brent."
Yeah.
I'll have the usual. No, try it. Okay,
try it.
Well, I'll freaking pay for it if I have to. Okay. That's how much. No, listen. That's how much this thing is crazy good.
All right, so I pull up and I say, "Hey, Rick said he's going to pay for it."
Rick will cover it. No, I'll cash app you if I need to. Okay. All right. All right. Whatever. It's got to happen.
Sure,
it's got to happen. But anyway, so how you doing, brother?
That wasn't the plan for dinner. I actually had a plan. It just situations worked out where it didn't. We were going to make a baked chicken that was in it's a crust that's made out of Ritz crackers, Parmesan cheese, and black pepper. And then you dip it in, and specifically, I can't believe it's not butter. You melt that, dip it in that, roll it in the cracker crumb, bake it for 350 for about 30 minutes. And you got to make sure it's fresh chicken. You can't get stuff that's been frozen and thawed out. No. Get fresh chicken. Oh, my.
Will you do me a favor? Will you send that to me? Because I want to try something. Because I'm low carbing it.
Yeah.
And I want to try something. I want to do that recipe.
Yep.
But I want to, instead of the crushed crackers, I'm going to crush pork rinds.
I was going to say it works with pork rinds too.
Okay, that's it. I want to try this. So if you will send that to me,
sure,
I would love that.
Sure.
Okay,
absolutely,
awesome. All right, brother. So now we can talk some football. Now you've cashed in your e-ticket. All right. Talk to me about this game this weekend. Now, first of all, before we get to the Bucks, I want to talk about the Saints and Chiefs game.
Okay.
Drew Brees. Now, part of the reason I'm a little bit selfish for asking this question, I have to decide between, do I start Jared Goff or do I start Drew Brees for fantasy football reasons?
Is Drew Brees actually playing this weekend?
Yeah. Yeah, he is starting. Yeah.
Michael Thomas is out.
Yep.
For the rest of the season.
Yep.
Taysom Hill's been playing not horribly.
Right. He's not quarterbacking.
But he's Drew Brees.
Right.
I got to go with Drew Brees. Jared Goff. What's Jared Goff? This is where I'd have to look and see.
He's averaging 269, 270, about the same as Brady, actually, per game.
How many
he's got
averaging in a game, though?
18 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's almost got same stats as Brady.
Yeah.
I feel like the Saints are going to try and just keep the ball on the ground as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, because they've got everything locked up right now, right? Like they're not trying to get anybody hurt. They're not trying to.
Right.
I guess they're battling for that first seed for the bye.
Correct.
So they do have something to play for.
It's a dilemma.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Drew Brees has been out for a long time right now. I need at least a week to see what he's doing before.
I'm good with that. I think
and probably I'm going to start Jared Goff, who has been doing pretty well here lately. So
yeah,
that I think is where I would fall on that. And if Brees does okay, even if he gets more points than Goff, then I go, well, crap, and I start him next week. But I think I'm going with the person who's not been out for the last 8 weeks.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
So, yep, good thinking. Tim Witherspoon says the thing is, even if we're supposed to annihilate a team, we've still got to prove it and get the win. I don't care. Am I crazy? I don't care if a team wins if the Bucks win by 3 points or 30. Sure, I guess. 30's a win by 30 would be great, but I just don't care if they win by 3 or 30.
Yeah, look, here's the thing. I don't believe in ugly wins. Every win is beautiful.
I said this. Brett, I'll say this and then I'll shut up. I'm sorry. I want to say this because it cracks me up and you're following exactly what I said on my last show about everybody saying this is an ugly win last week. And I'm like, so what you're saying is, yeah, but it wasn't pretty. Right. I mean, that's literally your complaint.
Right. No, it's one of those things where I think people start to parrot each other. Like there's a little bit of, as Bucks fans, we've been hurt for so long,
right?
That even when something good comes our way, we're like, yeah, but like you always got to find that dark lining. Like, we're just so used to being hurt, and there, I think we've been conditioned, and it's the team's fault. They have conditioned us.
Yeah.
To look
at traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think they've conditioned us to look for crap like that. Because they won, but I mean, just barely. Like that was we faced a good team, and man, we're not gonna be able to pull that out.
We're like the abused kid. We're always like flinching, like we're waiting to get hit. I mean, that's
and here's the thing, I don't look. I've only said this one or two other places, and I haven't said it because it's probably going to get me beaten up and drummed out of the fandom as a whole. I was at the Rams game with my kid. We went through that game. Obviously, we lost, right? But as I'm watching the game, like they went up, then we went up. And they went up, we went up. Yeah, there were some mistakes, but there were some mistakes on the other side too. We got some back. It was a football game.
Right.
And I looked at my kid after the game was done and I went, son, that was a good football game.
Yeah.
There was an entertaining game.
Yep.
It was a good game. The Bucks made some mistakes, but they battled back.
Yep.
The other team made mistakes. They battled back. And at the end of the game, when the clock ran out, the other team happened to be ahead. I don't think one team was particularly better than the other.
Yep.
And then I get on social media and then I listen to all the podcasts and I listen to everybody out there. And it's like the whole world's melting down. Like, we're the worst team ever. Can you BA and play calling and Leftwich and what is Bowles doing? And oh my God. And I'm going, did we watch?
Did I watch the same game? Right.
Is there a different experience in the stadium versus watching at home? Because I know that I've been at home going, what are we doing? You guys are horrible. Is that a different experience that I don't know how.
Oh, dear God, tell me you will come back on my show. Please tell me you will come back because you and I are. I mean, it's okay. I found my long lost brother. I mean, this is. Oh my God, this is what I've been saying to.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I didn't walk out of there. Like, here's what I didn't walk out of there like I did after the Saints game where I was completely embarrassed. Okay, the Saints game was embarrassing. But I tell you what, I also didn't walk out of there like I did with the Packers game when we embarrassed the Packers, and I was walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was walking around like nobody could beat me the first week, I've been doing that game too, and that was awesome. So,
people complained after that game. Very specifically, I remember everybody talking about the slow start, and we got lucky. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what it's going to take unless you have to take the lead at the beginning and lead the entire game by a lot, and then But you know that then the first thing they're going to say after that game is, yeah, this was one of those fluke games. The other team just didn't show up. I mean, it's going to be like that. It's going to be, well, we didn't get their best. I'd like, if we played it again, I bet it wouldn't turn out the same way. I mean, there's going to be, and
Rick, I guarantee you, even in the middle of that, somebody's going to complain about the play calling.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, we've been complaining about play calling for 4 head coaches.
Now listen, but I will say this:
nobody can. Rick, I'm sorry to go on this diatribe, okay? Because I can't
knock yourself out, buddy.
Rick, for the last 5-6 years, and this is when under Dirk Cutter, under Jameis Winston, now under Bruce Arians, under Jameis Winston, and Bruce Arians under Tom Brady, we have had one of the top 10, top 5 offenses in the NFL. Have we not?
Yes.
In passing and scoring this year. Somehow this year we have the franchise lead in scoring, which blows my mind because it doesn't seem like that, but it is. Right. Okay, fine. Well, we've done that under Jameis. We did that under Monken. Oh, Dirk Cutter should call the plays. Oh, Todd Monken should call the plays. Oh, this, that.
Yeah.
It's top 5 offense. We've had these things for a while now. Now, we had really crappy defenses that couldn't hold a lead, right? We've had kickers that couldn't put it between the uprights, but and we had a quarterback who would throw the ball away, but he also would put the ball in the end zone 5 times before it counted. Sometimes. Do you remember that? Do you remember watching Jameis Winston score the same touchdown 3 times? I want to say it was a Broncos game,
right?
Like one of 31 teams, and you're going to get one right.
Right.
So, but it's been crazy.
Well, this is the thing. This is an example. And Teresa, Teresa's like one of my favorite people on this show. All right. But she says, I agree, but I wish we'd come out hard and score on the first quarter.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
No.
But to me,
sure. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know, but it's like, that's exactly my point is we can't just go with the good.
Yeah.
We've got to say, yeah, but no matter what happens, the team's 8-5. They're going to the playoffs, 96% chance. All right, the team's starting to play better. We should be on a bit of a roll going into the playoffs. Yeah, but stop with the yeah, but. No, yeah, but.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing, and I'd say this to Teresa. Me too. I would love to see us go out in that first. You remember that first drive, Tom Brady in that very first game against the Saints?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, and that was amazing. We're like, oh, this is what it's like to have a real quarterback. I would love that.
That moment was awesome. Yeah.
But I tell you what would you rather have? Have that in the first drive, and then have the game turn out like that game did, or would you rather have the slow start and then have it turn out like it did in the Packers game?
Oh man, hold on.
You know what I mean? I just, and honestly, I can hear Teresa. Teresa, I got you. What I want is I want to have that first drive that we had in the Saints game, and then let's have it turn out like the Packers game. That's what we all want, right? And you're right, Rick. If it's not that, you're gonna get the yeah buts, but
you're even gonna get a yeah but if you get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you.
I want to know why? Because here's the yeah but right now. Yeah, but they could have done that with Winston.
Why didn't they do that earlier this year?
Why'd they have to get rid of Winston to do that?
Why didn't they do it earlier this year?
Yeah.
Why haven't they done it every week? And this is the thing. And I'm telling you this, Brent. I'm telling you this. If I promise you this, and fans, listen. If the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl, I promise you this. Tom Brady is having that moment where the confetti is falling. He's holding the Lombardi trophy in a Buccaneers jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to Facebook, somebody's going to be bitching.
Sure.
It's going to happen.
Sure.
Okay. Somebody is going to say, I know y'all think this justifies everything, but yeah, but.
Rick, I'm telling you, it's because we've been trained. The Buccaneers have hurt us and hurt us. Go ahead, baby girl. Children. It's live, right?
That's how it is.
I could be like the guy who's like, Let's pretend like nothing's
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. Or the ones where, the kid comes walking in underwear in the back of a news interview. What are you going to do?
Right. But, I mean, you're absolutely right. But I will give Bucks fans at least somewhat of the benefit of the doubt. We've been trained, and is it possible? And I don't know. I'm not a fan of other teams, so I'm not in their fandom groups.
Right.
Is it like this with other teams? Like, is this just the nature of fandom? And the Buccaneers are no different than any other fandom?
Maybe because people in general, if you spend any time on Facebook, people in general tend to be like this, but it's just so, I mean, it's maddening to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is maddening to me that, man, I'm having fun this year. And like Matt from Oklahoma, who was on here a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Matt had to turn the TV off in the last game because he couldn't stand watching it. They won.
Yeah.
But he got so mad at the beginning of the game that he turned off the TV. He had to turn it off. They freaking won.
Yeah.
These are games. Come on.
Yeah. Can I, because I see some of your comments over here. I want to respond to Mike.
Yeah.
Mike says, I'm not satisfied with having a good season. I want more. Mike, I'm with you. I have said this. I am not going to be satisfied with a playoff berth. I don't want a playoff. I don't want to, hey, we got in the playoffs and then we lost. Like, we all talk about, last time we've been in the playoffs was 2007. Yeah, you remember what happened? We went out in the first game. And that sucked. You go all this way, you have a great season, all of a sudden you're out. I'm with you. I want more. Do I want to go? I want to go deep in the playoffs. Screw that. Do I want to get to the NFC Championship and be this close to getting in another Super Bowl and not getting it? No. I want to go to the Super Bowl. And then do I want to go to the Super Bowl and just be satisfied? Am I a Buffalo Bills fan that I'm going to be satisfied just going to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row? No. I want to win the damn thing. And to me, if we don't go and win, then yeah, I'm going to be disappointed. I'm going to be pissed off. Doesn't mean it hadn't been a great season.
See, I'm not at 8 wins. But I'm not going to be disappointed this year, okay?
Oh, I'm going to be disappointed, but it's going to be a good season. I'm going to be more excited for next year.
Right, and this is my thing. Before the year started, and Peter would always ask his guests, he'd always say, Super Bowl or bust? Do you agree? Super Bowl or bust? And I said this before the season started, and I'll repeat it now. I believe that if at the end of this season, call it a playoff loss.
Sure.
At the end of this season, if you look at this team and you say, wow, going into next year, wow, watch out for the Bucks. That's a team to be reckoned with. If you're there, my God, how long has it been? How long has it been?
Hey, I can answer that question. It's just been a couple of years because that's how Buccaneers land is. You know how we win the offseason every year.
I don't remember the last time anybody really feared the Bucks going into a year.
Oh, really? Remember the year that we got Hard Knocks and everybody's like, oh, because you remember that, because all the talk this year. Oh, look, they got who do we got this year? They got Mike Evans and they got Chris Godwin and they got.
Do you think teams feared the Bucks that year, or do you think there's a difference in hope and expectation? I talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
I think they hoped they would do well.
Yeah.
This year, the difference is expectation. I think this should be a year of hope. Next year should be the year of expectation.
That's fair. I think it's been intermingled with both. I will say this. The as a fan. Now I'm not talking about your fan. I'm just talking about
right.
When a bunch of years ago, the Hard Knocks year, watching Dirk Cutter look at Jameis Winston in his office and say, "This is the most talented team and roster that's ever been assembled here, at least in your time." And you look up and down the line, you go, that was a talented team. And the offseason acquisitions, and yeah, that's the year of Deshaun Jackson and Chris Baker. And we know how those turned out on the other end, and those are all just big dumpster fires. But at the time, oh my God, they were amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the expectation was not, what did we do that year? 9-7 or 7-9? I mean,
7-9.
Was that 7-9 year? Or
yeah, they never. I don't know that Dirk ever had a winning year.
Dirk had a 9-7 year 1 year. I think it was his first year.
Okay.
And then it's been 7-9, and then back to back 5-11s, and he got canned, and rightly so. So the fact that we're already at 8 wins and probably will go to 9. Most likely will go to 10, and very possibly we could
Right.
very possibly end 11-5.
I know.
And I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna say this on my show. I'm gonna say it on
Uh-huh.
other people's show. If you get to the end of an 11-5 season in the regular season, I don't care how far you go in the playoffs,
Right.
and you're bitching, moaning, and complaining. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say that, but if you're doing that,
Yes, you can.
listen, check yourself.
Yeah.
That's an 11-5 season.
Thank you.
Season.
This is what I've been trying to say to fans.
We may have places to improve. There may be places to get better. I think one of your other commenters, Chris Cole, he said we haven't played a complete game all season. Chris, you're absolutely right. This team at 8 wins and 5 losses right now has still yet to put it together on the field. Right
now think. Now, if you use logic, this is something to be happy about because they're at 8-5,
right?
And they haven't played to their potential,
right?
This is not something to be upset about,
right? And something you have to talk about in game planning, and you talk about this in leadership circles. You talk about this in life. The phrase is you want to peak at the right time,
right?
You don't want to peak at the beginning.
Right.
You want to peak now because look at what we could be walking into. All right. We've got the Falcons game. We've got a Lions game. We've got a Falcons game. We just won this Vikings game.
Right.
We could be walking into the playoffs 11-5 on a 4-game win streak. And I don't give a crap what 4 teams we just faced. You can only face teams that are on your schedule for that week.
Nobody said it about Minnesota going into last week. And nobody said, look at the 4 teams that they beat. Everybody said, oh, Vikings, look at the Vikings.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're coming into a 4-game win streak. Like, that's a good spot to be in. And in theory, after these 4 weeks, we're probably going to see a lot more synchronization happening. Mike Evans is kind of starting to find his spot a little bit with Tom Brady, although there's still some accuracy issues there, I think. Chris Godwin's getting back into it with his little banged up finger. Gronk is, remember Gronk's first bunch of games? They had to come out and be like, Gronk. No.
You remember? He's in New England shape. Remember, he's in New England shape. He's not in Tampa shape.
Right. And Gronk just needed a little bit of time. He started to come on. AB came in because, you know why? Because Chris Godwin and Mike Evans both got hurt at the same dang time. And they're going, we need somebody else other than Scotty Miller to be number 1. That's why AB's here, people. Yeah. All right. And so AB is going to be here fine. He's got a few losses. He's certainly not. He and Leonard Fournette are kind of in the same camp to me. Like, yeah, they're here. Like, it's fine. They're big players.
No, I understand. I think I view both of them as, in case of emergency, break glass.
Yeah.
Kind of guys. And what happened? Rojo is hurt. They broke the glass.
But if Rojo's out, we have Leonard Fournette there ready to go. Okay, cool.
I don't know if it does. Brent froze for me.
Uh-oh.
Anybody else? And can anybody else see him? Oh, he's back.
Sorry.
Hi, Brent. And Brent, hold on. Let me boot your other one. There we go.
Internet service provider.
Yeah, who knows?
I click it right now. It's 300 download and 800 upload. Like,
yeah.
Hey, well, what the heck?
I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
But anyway, my point being, the team's peaking at the right time. They're gonna be clicking together. And you know what? Let's say they go through this playoff. They win 1, maybe 2 playoff games before they finally get eliminated. Maybe they make it to one of the championship games.
Right.
Again, will I be disappointed if they don't win the Super Bowl? Yes, I'm going to be disappointed because it's going to hurt when they lose at no matter what point. Because when they lose, it's
okay. Yeah, I'll go with that. Nobody likes losing, and
exactly.
When they do lose, it's going to be like, okay, this sucks.
Yeah, but if they're not clicking right now, this team is mostly going to be intact for next year. And you just said a few minutes ago, this should be the year of hope. Next year should be the year of expectation.
Yeah.
Next year when they finally get to actually have an off season together, hopefully with COVID and everything and vaccines, and hopefully there's not a new strain that comes in that doesn't work for whatever all that looks like. We get that much more time under their belt with this new system and with new quarterbacks and new whatever. And most of the team, like I said, should most likely be back. You got to peak at the right time, Rick. You got to peak at the right time, and it's.
I'm with you
right now. It's good stuff for the team.
Everything seems to be lining up well. So,
And hey, listen, and if they do happen to go all the way, then we're dealing probably with another new coach next year. And well, what you gonna do?
yeah. Here we go again. Brent, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, you guys want to get in touch with me? You can find me at the Pewtercast. We're out there on the web, thepewtercast.live. We have like you guys do here at Bucks Report and so many other people. We got our post-game call-in show. We've got shows that happen throughout the week as well. And you guys want to get in touch with me personally, you find me right there. Oops, right over here at Brent Allen Live across all the social medias. Would love to connect with you guys out there and talk a little bit of Bucks.
Awesome, Brent. Thank you so much for coming by. I mean, you fit right in on this show, and if you would come by anytime you want.
Hey, just give me a call and I'll be here, man.
All right, thanks, man. Have a great night.
Yeah, bye.
All right, that was Brent Allen from Pewtercast. That was awesome. That was awesome. I mean, I really hope he comes by again. I mean, seriously, that's like my brother from another mother. Let me tell you, that's that guy is he everybody who's been around here heard him talking. It's like, I mean, everything I've been saying to you guys. It was like he was repeating so many of the things that I said. So glad he came by. So I want you guys to understand. I want you guys to enjoy this year. I really want you to have fun with this year. Matt Colson, if you're still out there, Matt in Oklahoma, call me back up. Come back online. I'm going to put the link back up because I want to talk to you again after you heard from Brent. I want you to come back on and talk to me after all the conversations that we have had. It's Matt, that was gold for you, brother. That was gold for you. Anyway, all you guys, thank you so much. Man, I was hoping we're getting, and it still could happen. We might get a visit from the dude. Well, we got the professor. Okay, awesome. Johnny Dean, thank you for coming back. Johnny, hold on. Hey, brother. Johnny?
What's up, bud?
Hey, brother. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was, he was like pulling everything out of my head and saying it. Everything I've been trying to say to fans.
Yeah, well, he did have one thing skewed. We're the guys here. We're the two oldest guys here, and we haven't been tainted like that.
I don't agree. I think we have. I think we've just fought it.
I enjoy it. I mean, that's my thing. I started out when they weren't winning, and I'm still a fan, so I had to enjoy football, right?
Well, I know I do too. I love football. I love the game. I love watching. I mean, I love watching even, when I remember being at a point where I'd be so like, I remember being depressed when they lost. Okay. And then I just started just loving football. And now if they win, yeah, I carry it around and I'm happy for a while. If they lose, I'm pretty much over it. I mean, it's like, okay, they lost this one. And it doesn't kill me. It doesn't kill me. I mean, I'm passionate about it. I love it. And I get into it. And there are times I get mad. You guys have heard me mad. You've heard me mad. When they ran the ball 5 times against New Orleans, you heard what I thought about that. Okay. But, I'm also, guys, when they win a freaking game, you're going to hear the other side. When you guys are coming up with this, you're going to hear me cheering. All right.
See, I'm like Brett Allen. I'm exactly like Brett Allen was about that Kansas City game or the Rams game.
Yes. Yes.
That was a great football game, man.
I'll say it about both of those games.
Yeah.
And the people who get upset about those games, you're the one missing out. Hold on. Let's add the brisket in here. Hold on. All right. Mike, the brisket de Roche. How you doing, brother?
Hey, boys.
Hey.
What a day today.
We get once again, we're getting we're basically have Mike de Roche's hat and forehead.
The hat, Roche.
The rest of him is hidden behind his name.
Right there. His name cuts his mouth and his nose off.
Yeah, you know what? He's like the neighbor on that Tim Allen show.
Oh yeah. What's his name? Wilson.
Wilson, yeah.
Wilson.
Like Wilson just peeking over the thing. All right, how you doing, Mike?
What a day today. Stressful day today. Oh,
What'd you have for dinner?
Popeyes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. What'd you get at Popeyes?
Just chicken.
Okay. I've started getting the chicken and shrimp because I like both.
They have
So-
the mild and
Spicy.
spicy. Yeah.
Yeah, spicy is what I get. I mean, yeah, absolutely. So, Mike, you got questions, comments, drink recipes? What you got?
I'm worried about the secondary.
What's there to worry about?
Why do they play so far off the ball?
They're playing when they're playing a 2-man over. They're playing a zone man coverage.
It looks like it's going to be a slant every time, almost a 5-yard slant, and I don't know. It's hard to figure out what they're doing sometimes.
Well, yeah, because they play each team differently. I mean, they play a man press coverage a lot also, and then they play the blitz packages in there.
I mean, to me, I hear what you're saying, Mike, but you've got to understand they held the Chiefs to one of their lowest scoring outputs of the season. Do you realize that? I mean, the defense has stopped basically everybody. They've let one guy go over 100 yards in the last, I think it was 20 something games. And that guy that went over 100 yards was at what, 102?
102.
I mean, right. So, I mean, this defense is doing fine. Again, it's that, yeah, but it wasn't pretty.
And the guy that they let go over 100 yards lost the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. He went over 100 yards and they lost. That's a great point, Johnny. Thank you. I mean, it's hilarious to me. It's like, are you worried about this defense? I've been hearing all season long. Are you worried about this defense? I mean, literally, it started at the beginning of the year. Are you worried about this defense? No. I'm not worried about this defense. You know, I'd like the offense to show up earlier. I'd like the defense to show up earlier. I am more worried about game plans than I am about the defense.
I'm worried about the play calling too.
What?
I'm worried about the play calling by Arians.
By Arians. Here we
Or
go.
whoever. Yeah, or whomever.
Whoever does it.
It's supposedly Byron Leftwich and Tom Brady with
the play call is in any given situation. Quarterback can always audible. If he stays audible out of, then he can always audible out of it, dude.
I understand, but you've got to say, like when you run the ball 5 times, less than any game in
NFL. Come on now, that's never been done before.
Right.
I've never seen that before,
right. But so then I think it's reasonable to say I got a little bit of a problem with the play calling. Okay, I think that's reasonable.
So are we going to see more running tomorrow or more passing?
We'll see what we see, I guess. Who's predicted anything that they've done this year? Who has? Nobody.
Yeah, nobody. No, there's no way. I have no idea.
How's Atlanta secondary?
I think here's the thing. If Fournette doesn't start strong, they'll give Fournette the first 2 or 3 plays of the game. If they don't get a first down, they'll never run the ball again.
I think they're over that. I really think they have. Last 2 games have convinced me that they figured that out.
I hope so, because that was
unless they're just getting absolutely stuffed at the line, and I don't see anybody on the Falcons stopping that a run game. Period. Anyway,
right.
I want to see more Vaughn tomorrow. Be nice.
What's that? Oh yeah, I want to see Vaughn too. I don't think we're gonna, but I want to.
You don't think so?
No, I wish we would. I wish they would go ahead and use this.
No, they need to get these games, and they're playing for playoff spot now. They're not gonna try out.
You don't screw around. Yeah, I agree. You don't screw around. Yeah, I agree. That that makes sense.
The only way you see Vaughn is if somebody gets injured, and the same with Johnson. I doubt you see much of him unless somebody's injured.
How about McCoy?
McCoy, yeah, you'll see McCoy and Fournette.
Yeah, that's what you'll see is McCoy and Fournette. I wouldn't be shocked if there's not like 3 or 4 plays that he makes in. Keyshawn Vaughn makes an appearance. I wouldn't be shocked about that. But
Has he played on the special teams? I haven't even noticed.
I don't think so.
Move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing him, so I don't know. But
I know they got Barner in there, and I think he's going to play special teams.
well, I mean, it's not going to be worse. All I can say. All I know how to say.
A score, Rick, for the game tomorrow?
What's that?
A score for the game tomorrow? Prediction?
Okay, I'm ready to do this. I've waited long enough. All right, Johnny, you want to go first?
Every time I go high, it's always a low scoring game. I'm going to try a close game. I don't know why. 27-17.
Well, that's not that close.
Well, it's as close as I can get these two.
Okay, Mike, what do you think?
I said, as a joke, 28-3.
28-3.
Yeah, well, there's a little story there. Brady played in Atlanta last
28-3, yeah. And Brady actually, when he came to Tampa, texted Matt Ryan that score.
Did he really?
Yes.
Ouch.
I'll say,
Wouldn't that be sweet?
I'll
Good one,
say
Mike.
55-10.
Wow. A 28. Ugh.
Too much?
Yeah, I mean, that's optimism. I mean, it'd be awesome if you were right. Oh my God, that would be so beautiful. If Brady beat him 28-3, that would just, I mean,
that would be headlines for a week, man.
yes, it would. I mean, and you'd see all the screen captures of the score again, of the 28-3 score, like you saw from the
Professor. Who's Matt Ryan's backup?
I'd have to look that up, man. Who would it? I don't know. Now you got me curious. I gotta look.
Yeah, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking up the same thing. Matt Ryan's backup is Matt Schaub.
Schaub, yeah.
Oh, good God.
Well, I mean, come on. He's a backup, you know? That's a solid backup. That's a solid.
Oh, yeah, he is a solid backup. I mean, he went from playing in playoff games to being a backup now.
Yeah, that's a solid backup. I mean, he's no Josh Rosen, but
Wow.
Oh God. I thought Ray was going to show up tonight. What happened?
Yeah, I'm guessing he's tired. He had a show.
Where's the franchise tonight?
Let's do this. Yeah, the franchise. I guess he took a couple of days off.
No, the question is, where's Nick Citro?
Nick Citro.
Cricket time.
When will we see the triumphant return of Nick Citro?
I'm just really glad for Peter and his mom. That's really good to hear.
Oh, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
I am so happy for that. I mean, that's brutal. That is brutal. That is brutal. Thank you guys for keeping Peter and his family in your thoughts and prayers, because that's a tough one.
So was it a car accident, or what was it?
Yeah, you know what? Let Peter
let
Peter carry that conversation. That's you know, but it's just good that she's healthy, and that's good to go.
Going home.
But anyway.
Panthers are trying to make a battle of this game.
Are they? What's the score?
It's 10-21, but they're like the 5-yard line, but trying to score again.
I'm going to bring Eric Moreno in here for just a second. Eric. Hey, brother, how you doing, Eric?
Yo, what's going on?
Nada. You got any questions?
Are we worried about Ronald Jones still has a chance to play, or is it really doubtful at this point?
He ain't playing tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing. Yeah, okay. I don't think he's playing. I don't, and you know what? I don't have a problem with it. Sit him. You've got Fournette for a reason. This is the reason. This is the time.
Brady and Vaughn.
Yeah, this is the time. So it's not. This is not. There are positions that you can't afford to lose somebody. This is not that situation. There's not like it's not like there's this cavernous drop in talent. You know,
How about Donovan Smith?
I'm more worried about that than I am worried about Jones being out. I'm more
human
worried about
error.
Donovan Smith being out.
Hopefully, it's just one game. Hopefully, they'll be back against the Lions.
Well, he didn't even test positive. Okay,
Yeah.
he's been exposed to someone who was positive, so
He
they
needs
have to keep him out.
5 days of negative tests. So we have a game Saturday. So that's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it was Friday, wasn't it? That I think it was yesterday that he found out that had been around someone who had it. So he's got to have 2 negatives in a row. If he got one yesterday and he gets one today, I just don't think the tests are going to be back in time. I think that's where the problem.
And Donovan Smith's best game came off a bye, so the rest might not hurt him too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
And then bring
Josh
him up.
Wells will do. They were talking about moving Wirfs to left tackle, but
No, that's not. That's
No.
only fan talk. Yeah, that's only fan talk. That's that. You know what? You know what? That talk almost belongs on.
Stupid Bucks fans say.
That entire conversation, because I mean that now, and everybody, by the way, tune in tomorrow night on Live from the Cheap Seats at 9:00 for the second episode of
Stupid Bucks fans say.
All right, so you need to be there.
I'm glad I listened to that because I was going to send you some stupid stuff from other groups, but yeah, it specifies Bucks fans.
Yeah, no, I want to see it though. If anybody who hears anybody or who sees anybody posting,
There's a lot of them.
Bucks fans say.
please send it to me. Do a screen capture and send it to me. I mean,
It was
I'm
funny.
serious.
Last week, I found a couple of them, and I went to send them to you, and they were the same ones that you already had. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
crap.
I want to put that cat on a shirt. The cat from the opener on a shirt, just holding up the sign. But anyway, what else you got, Eric?
That's it.
That's it. All right,
Pizza
brother.
dinner.
Well, hold on.
Pizza.
What'd you have for dinner?
Pizza.
Okay. What kind of pizza?
Like ham, bacon, sausage.
Okay, all good stuff. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Eric.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
you for not saying pineapple.
Pineapple.
Thank
No,
you.
no.
Thank you. Thank you.
No pineapple.
Okay. Awesome.
That's a
Awesome.
Canadian thing.
What'd you say, Mike?
That's a Canadian thing. Pineapple and pizza.
No, it's not a Canadian thing.
What?
That's a-
Canadian bacon. Canadian bacon.
yeah. No, it's not just Canadian. People here eat that crap. But my question is this: if you're gonna put pineapple on pizza, let me ask you this: would you put tomato sauce on your pineapple upside down cake?
You put
No.
lettuce and tomato on your hamburgers.
What was that?
It's basically the same thing.
What? What did you just say, Johnny?
Oh, I heard something else going on in the background there.
Okay, what did you say, Johnny?
I said it's basically the same thing.
What is?
Lettuce on a hamburger.
How is that?
That's
What?
Oh,
Who
come
wants- who
on.
wants-
Come on.
It's the cold and the hot mixture. It gives it a different
No,
flavor.
cold and hot. You don't mix just any cold and any hot.
And anyhow, lettuce on a hamburger is ridiculous. Put my salad in a salad bowl, not on a hamburger.
I'm okay with that. I can understand where you're coming from, but at least you're not talking two separate acids. Okay, like tomato sauce and pineapple. To me, there's nothing about pineapple on pizza that makes sense. You would not put tomato paste on your pineapple upside down cake. You think, oh, that's gross, but that's what you're doing. It makes no sense at all.
Well, there's some people out there that like salmon sandwiches on the bridges.
Grouper. Who's Grouper?
Grouper?
Who's
Okay.
Grouper?
Fish sandwiches on bridges.
$34.20 tomorrow. What do you think, guys?
Okay, yeah, we were going through this. Johnny, what was your score?
That was 28-17.
28-17?
Yep.
Okay. Mike?
28-3.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Eric, yours was what?
34-20.
I think that's a
34-17.
Eric,
Report said,
okay. I'm gonna say
24-17. Bleacher Report.
okay, I'm gonna say 40-27.
That's where
No,
I wanted to
40
be.
to
But ever since-
24. I'm going to go back to 24. 40 to 24. Okay.
Defense of
Dean,
6
that's
sacks.
big. Dean is playing.
What's that? What'd you
You're
say?
saying Dean playing, that's big because Julio's out. He probably would have been on Carlton would have been on Julio. So you
Right.
put Dean on Ridley, maybe and then you got, Russell Gage, you got Hayden Hurst.
Listen, they've got nobody who's going to who on that offense. I mean, if you've got one guy, Ridley, you really don't have anybody else. I forgot the tight end. They've got a tight end that's doing
Hayden
pretty
Hurst.
Yeah, Hurst.
Hurst.
Okay. Hurst, I think, is going to be a bigger problem than Ridley. So we'll see.
Yeah, we get burnt by tight ends, man.
Yeah, I know.
And Todd Gurley's got like 60 yards in the last 3 weeks. So
Yeah,
I'm
Todd
really
Gurley's
worried.
Yeah, I'm not worried about any running back ever. We've
Dalvin
had
Cook or
in
Ezekiel
20. Well,
Elliott.
listen, Eric and Johnny, you just came up with the answer to all of this about running backs. This entire year, everybody keeps coming to me. It's like every freaking week. Are you worried about the running back? Are you worried about the defense and they name the running back? And I always say, no, because we don't let running backs kill us. And then they go, now if you say, oh, well, Dalvin Cook rushed for over 100. Okay, he rushed for 102. Okay, and when he rushed for 102, what happened, Johnny?
They lost the game.
So, am I worried if a guy runs for 102, you're probably going to lose the game anyway. So I am not worried about this defense. I'm just not.
3 missed field goals, an extra point. And that drop touchdown by Thielen, they could have
It doesn't matter. But the Bucks would have played differently also. Okay, if they were hitting those field goals and the extra points, the Bucks would have played differently and would have attacked more instead of starting to play safe and just run the clock out. So look, you can't win. I mean, you can't expect. Okay, if the other team screws up, don't hold that against the Buccaneers. And that's what people are doing. Minnesota misses field goals, and people are holding it against the Buccaneers. It makes no sense.
This is the NFL, man. It's the team that has the fewest mistakes that wins the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yep. Thanks, Eric. Thanks for joining us. Tomorrow night, brother. Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will be he's gone anyway. That was quick. Tomorrow night, live from the cheap seats. We'll be out of the kitchen. I need a name for the kitchen here. What do I call the kitchen?
The hot spot.
The hot spot? I was thinking like the coach's kitchen or something like that.
That's kind of good.
Yeah.
I was thinking, it ties right into like the coach's corner.
Yeah.
The coach's kitchen.
Yeah, the coach's kitchen. All right, that works. Anyway, it's funny that somebody said that made a comment to me the other day about the green screen that I have behind me. I don't have a green screen behind me. That's not a green screen. Look at the shadow, guys.
I gotta tell you, that's the coolest refrigerator I've ever seen, dude. I had one like that when I was younger, growing up. That brings back some memories right there, buddy.
Yeah.
1965?
What's that?
1965 refrigerator?
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. I think it's pretty awesome. Frigidaire, no doubt. Right?
New Orleans Saints helmet on the top?
Yep. Saints helmet over here. Nope, over here. Sorry. You've got the Falcons bobblehead right here. Right up top, right behind here. I don't know if you can see the Panthers foam finger. And then the Buck sign right here.
Are there any brown stains on that foam finger?
What's that?
Are there any brown stains on that foam finger?
Wow.
You've had to have used it at least once like that, dude. Come on.
No, but the bobblehead, never mind. I don't want to talk about that publicly. I had a bad experience. Anyway, guys.
Bobbleheads creep me out anyway, man.
Yeah, they're weird. They're weird. It's like the little hula girl that people put on the.
They're kind of creepy.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, it's that whatever. There has to be, somebody has to come up with a bobblehead for Bruce Arians. That would be hilarious.
Did you have a recipe tonight, Rick?
No, I did not do a recipe tonight, guys. Thanks for pointing it out, Johnny.
You're welcome.
I did not.
I
Here.
look forward to those recipes, man.
I know. Actually, here, I'll do this. Hold on. Oh, Harry's calling in, and I disconnected the phone.
Is there
There you go, Harry.
And now Harry's calling in. Hold on, let me get the phone hooked up.
recipe?
Oh, gone it. Yeah. All right, never mind. Sorry, Harry. I disconnected the phone because I needed to look up something, and now I lost Harry. So oh well.
Oh well.
Yeah, and the dude was supposed to come by. He hasn't come by.
And Harry, you know the thing's in the thread here, bud.
I can put it back down there again in case Harry's around.
Oh well.
I'll give him one more
We
time.
haven't heard what Harry had to eat tonight.
I'll put it back out here one more time in case Harry's around. Oh, the galley. Thank you, Tim Witherspoon. There's the name.
Oh, he got it. Yep.
Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you. Where the heck is the dude? I'm upset. I'm bothered. That the dude didn't come by, that Harry hasn't come by.
I enjoyed the dude's little rant sometimes.
Oh yeah, the dude's awesome. Yeah.
You know the dude is always so relaxed.
Yeah.
He has a hard time focusing sometimes.
Oh man. But tomorrow, live on the cheap seats, we're gonna here we go. We got Harry calling in again. Let's see if this works. All right, Harry, are you there?
I sure am. How are you this evening?
Good.
Rick?
Sorry about that, brother. I don't know if you heard that, but I just disconnected the phone to look something up, and because I was getting ready to end the show, and wait, then you called right as I disconnected the phone. Brother, what'd you have for dinner?
Well, I didn't have anything at the house after we were done with the show. My wife was home, and she decided that she wanted to go to Miller's Ale House.
Nice.
So I will tell you what we both had for dinner. My wife had coconut shrimp. Actually, we first started with a Mediterranean, what do they call that little thin pizza thingy that they put together? Flatbread.
Yeah.
And it had feta cheese, artichokes, a little bit of garlic, and it was really good. I had a double cheeseburger with peppered bacon, blue cheese crumbles, lettuce on my burger with tomato, and a sweet barbecue sauce.
Nice.
It wasn't a
very nice. Miller's Ale House is awesome.
Yeah, I do enjoy Miller's Ale House.
Yeah.
And I actually never heard, what did you have for dinner tonight, Rick?
I had nothing exciting. I literally had to throw food in because I worked late. I had to throw food in the microwave.
Harry. Harry. Have you ever tried Caribbean food?
Which, like, from where? Caribbean food is a generalized. That's like Bahamian food and Jamaican food.
Puerto Rican, Jamaican.
Yeah.
There's some fantastic dishes that come out of there, man.
Yeah, I don't think Bahamian food is that good. I'm being honest. I've been there many times. Love the Bahamas. But I don't think Bahamian food is that good. Okay. I will tell you, Jamaican food is freaking awesome.
Well, Jamaican and Puerto Rican's a lot alike.
Yeah.
The plantains and stuff.
I've had food from the Bahamas when I was there. I was there a couple of times. It was okay.
Yeah.
My short stint in Puerto Rico, I did enjoy the food.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I really, really enjoyed the Jamaican food.
Yeah.
but I had them tapered down a little bit on the spice for me because I don't really like overly hot, spicy food. Never have.
They have a different kind of spice.
They just don't agree with me.
Yeah, they have a different kind of spice. It's weird. I don't know what the peppers are that they put. If you've ever had hot Jamaican patties, like beef patties, I don't know what the spice is that they put in that, but I've not tasted that anywhere else. I don't know what they do with the meat there. I don't know what they do. I have no idea what hot Jamaican patties are stuffed with, but I can tell you they're freaking awesome.
Is it peppers?
I'll tell you.
It's some kind of peppers.
I'll tell you in the south side of St. Pete, right off of 9th Street and around 22nd Avenue South, there is a little Jamaican kitchen that's there. And when I tell you it's a hole in the wall, I mean a hole in the wall.
Best kind of place.
And I eat some kind of, it's called brown stew chicken. And it has got a particular Jamaican spice, which is extraordinary. And it's served with pigeon peas and rice. They're not from pigeons, obviously.
Pigeon peas. Well, that's what you. They used to be male pigeons. No, they're no longer male pigeons.
I thought pigeon pea is what you find on the sidewalks around statues.
Oh.
Yep. And if anybody ever gets a chance, I think the place is called Marie's. It's absolutely just
awesome,
delicious.
Awesome. Harry, we got to get we got to get a score prediction here. You're last in line, brother.
I'm not laughing. I'm a little apprehensive in this game. I think the Bucks are going to win. They're not going to surprise me if they win by a large margin. The only thing they're going to have to do is they're going to have to, in my opinion, withstand and hold the onslaught that Atlanta is going to try to put on them in the first quarter to a quarter and a half.
By who?
They are going to throw the kitchen sink in them. With that being said, I don't see Atlanta scoring more than 17 points, possibly.
By who, Harry?
The Bucks cover the spread? Yes.
Harry, who? The onslaught. Yes. The onslaught, because Julio's out. Okay. You've got Ridley. You have Hurst. I think that. Who else?
Well, you got Gage. I'm not really too worried about Gage as a wide receiver.
Right.
But they are playing with absolutely nothing to lose. They don't have a really good running game whatsoever. Oh Lord, the running back for Atlanta.
Gurley.
And Gurley, thank you. Gurley, not with a C, Gurley. I don't think he's got 65 yards total in his last 2 or 3
No, 60
games.
in the last 3. Yeah.
Well, I think Atlanta's going to come out trying to chuck the ball all over the place. You know, I believe Tampa's not going to respect Atlanta's running game, nor should they. But I do think Atlanta is going to make it tough on them, you know, for a part of the first half. But Tampa just walks away with it in the second half. If you want to score, you pin me up against the wall. 31-15. I'm going to say 15.
Okay.
Oh, I got score.
31-15. I like that too. I like that too. All right.
And,
I think they're going to score.
Coincides with the under.
Yeah. See, my thing is it's hard to. It's so impossible to predict scores for this team because you don't know what team is coming out for the Bucks. I don't know what they're going to do, what they're not going to do, what they're going to give up on, what they're going to do a lot of. I have no idea what to expect. So it's really hard to pick a score. But you know, like I said, I'll go 40-24. That's what I'll go.
I think Tampa's going to hold Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to have between 10 and 12 points in the first half tomorrow. I don't think they're going to score but a field goal. I doubt they're going to get a garbage touchdown at the end of the game, and I really don't see Brady and a lot of the starters playing on the offense in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, my only thing
it's going to be that type of game.
Yeah, my only thing that I say is that it just seems like the division games are different. And there's a certain amount of it. Doesn't matter if the teams are good or bad. Teams play each other tough. Cleveland's always played Pittsburgh tough, even when Cleveland sucks. The Dolphins always played the Patriots tough, even when the Dolphins sucked. It's just, and then everybody's going to freak if this happens with Atlanta, even though there's so many examples of that's how it works within divisions.
Exactly.
Without question.
Yeah,
without question, division games are very tough.
Yeah,
and I'm still apprehensive of laying more than 6 points in this game, even though I think the game's going to be a blowout. I just don't trust Tampa enough on the road right now.
Where are they playing?
Especially against inferior teams. I'm sorry.
Where are they playing this game?
Oh my Lord! I wish I had my camera on so I could show you, but they are playing in.
Megatron's butthole.
Butthole.
That's right. Wait, hold on. Here's the sound effect that we should be using. Megatron's butthole.
I believe.
That's a good one.
Yep. Well, dude, we didn't get the dude. I'm ticked off. We didn't get the dude tonight. But
I'll tell you what happened to the dude this evening. May I?
yes.
He's on his third cocktail after the first 6. He started his second pack of Pall Malls, and he's doing some family time, and he's handicapping some football games tomorrow to see if he can win some extra cash as well.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
24-13 Green Bay.
Yeah.
24-13 Green Bay right now.
Yeah.
Oh, the Panthers made it
mixed game of
respectable.
it.
Good for them. Good for them. The Panthers made it respectable.
Well, that game should be right now 24-21. Carolina made a very bad play with first and goal or second and goal from Green Bay's 1-yard line in the first half of the game. And someone coughed it up. And that was a shame because
Wasn't me.
Right now this could be a game. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Carolina's outplaying them.
Look at my co-host.
He got 5 sacks in the game on Rodgers. Hey, Rick, I got to cut out. I'm going to give you a couple final
All right. See you later.
You know what? I could do the rest of the show with him.
Yeah, I'm going to cut out too, Rick.
Rick.
Okay, guys. All right. I'll see you two later.
Take care, guys.
All right. See you later, Mike. See you later, Johnny. Harry, you
yes, sir.
Where do people find you tomorrow? Where are they going to be able to hear you make your final give the final betting picks and information?
That's a great question. Tomorrow we're going to be on the pregame show with the Sports Web with Peter Blake, and I believe Blake Anthony's going to be there. Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay Ray, hey.
Yep.
And myself. We're going to be at the Isla Deck Bar and Grill from 11 to 1. And that's where you're going to hear the final predictions for the 3 games.
Awesome.
I might actually change one of them, but I doubt it because I'm pretty solid on the 3 picks that I have this week.
Sweet. Very good, man. Very good. Well, thank you for being a part of the show.
Well, it's my pleasure, Rick, as usual. I'm sorry I couldn't get on earlier this evening.
It's all good. You had your own show tonight. You guys.
I couldn't come on the show without at least eating something to tell you what I had.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Hey, Fuji, what'd you have for dinner tonight? He had tuna.
He had tuna.
Yeah.
Can we see Fuji one more time, please?
Yep. Hold on, my co-host.
Fuji's a good kitty.
Yes, he is. My co-host. All right. From me and Fuji, I guess we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. Thanks, Harry.
Have a really good evening, Rick. Take care of yourself. Bye, Fuji. Go Bucks this weekend. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. All right, guys. So it's game time. It is game time. And there's no more talking about this thing. No more yapping. No more. We've done enough talking this week about this stuff. We've talked enough about the Bucks, about the fans, about everything. Here's the deal, guys. Tomorrow, no matter what happens, your team is headed to the playoffs. Embrace that. Okay? Have some fun with it. Enjoy this year. Enjoy tomorrow's game. Matt Coulson, even if the team falls behind, don't turn the TV off. Enjoy the game. Just have fun with it. Have fun. This is supposed to be fun. Okay? And that's rule number 10. If you remember, that's rule number 10. This is supposed to be fun. All right? Tomorrow night, tune in at 9:00 on Live from the Cheap Seats as we're going to recap tomorrow's game, coming to you live from Megatron's butthole. Okay, so I'm looking forward to all the game talk tomorrow night. Looking forward to good conversation. That's what I'm looking forward to. Good food, good conversation. Thank you for tuning in to the intersection of food and football. And remember this, as always, eat good and go Bucks. Woohoo! That's what it's all about, you know. What do you think, Fuji? Hey, Fuji, what do you think? You gonna co-host with me? Have a good night, everybody.
Just because I let it slide doesn't mean